It's the 1920s Egypt. The sands are heavy with secrets, secrets better left buried. But when greed leads a group of treasure hunters to an ancient tomb, they awaken a wrath centuries in the making. One by one, they begin to vanish, each death more horrific than the last. And the curse that follows them? It won't stop until every last soul is claimed. What would you do if you were one of them? Would you return the treasure to end the nightmare? Or would you risk everything for the riches, knowing it could cost you your life and your soul? Stay with me. The choice they face will haunt you, and in the end, it might be a choice you'll have to make too. Are you ready to find out what happens next? Keep watching. The story is far from over, and the price of greed is not one anyone survives without sacrifice. In the hot, unforgiving sands of Egypt, a group of treasure hunters ventured too far. Drawn by the lure of untold riches, they found what no man was ever meant to disturb, a tomb sealed for millennia. But with their discovery, they unleashed something far worse than death. Led by the ambitious archaeologist Dr. Jacob Langdon, they breached the sacred tomb, believing it to be nothing more than the final resting place of a long-forgotten pharaoh. Inside, they found treasures beyond imagination, gold, jewels, and relics that had been untouched for centuries. Look at this, the riches of Pharaoh Osimar. The world will never believe we've found this. This is a fortune. But with the treasures came a warning carved into the stone walls. Whosoever takes from Osimhar's tomb shall be cursed by the wrath of the king. His vengeance is eternal. A curse? Don't be foolish. We're here for history, not superstition. Take what we can and let's leave. With the spoils of their raid secured, they made their way back to Cairo. But it wasn't long before strange things began to happen. At first, small oddities, dreams filled with shadows, footsteps behind them when they were alone. But then, one by one, they started to vanish. No! No! Stay away from me! Ah! The first to fall was John, his body discovered days later, his eyes wide open, frozen in terror. No wound, no struggle, only an expression of unimaginable fear. Panic set in. Langdon and the remaining hunters could feel the presence of something watching them. They spoke in hushed voices, each one trying to deny the curse, to rationalize the terror they were experiencing. We can't keep running. We need to find the artifact and return it. It's the only way to stop this madness. You really think that'll work, Langdon? This thing, whatever it is, it's killing us one by one. You saw what happened to John. We have to leave Egypt or we'll all be dead. But it was too late. The spirit of Osimhar, furious and vengeful, had already marked them. The curse wasn't something they could escape. It had already begun. In the dead of night, the remaining hunters heard it, the unmistakable sound of footsteps behind them. But when they turned, no one was there. Move! Hurry up, Sarah! We're almost there! And then, they saw him. The figure of Osimhar, his ghostly form illuminated by the pale light of the full moon, eyes glowing with ancient rage. He pointed toward them, his arm raised in silent condemnation. Sarah and Langdon were the last two left. They had reached the tomb once more, desperate to return the artifact and end the nightmare. But when they arrived, something stopped them. Langdon, look. There's something wrong. The tomb. It's different. Before them stood the artifact, glowing ominously. Langdon knew what had to be done, but his hand trembled. He had come for the treasure, but now he faced the cost of his greed. I can't. We'll be cursed forever. If I return it, everything is lost. But if I keep it, maybe I'll survive. What do we do, Sarah? What do we... Langdon! Do it! We can't keep running! Do it now, before it's too late! Langdon made his choice. He stepped forward, heart pounding, and placed the artifact back where it belonged. The wind howled in fury. The ground trembled beneath his feet. But when he turned, he knew. There was no escaping the Pharaoh's wrath. He had returned the treasure, but it came too late. The curse was irreversible. The last thing Langdon saw before he was consumed by darkness was Sarah, frozen, her face pale, eyes wide, as the spirit of Osimhar claimed her life. And so, the tomb of Osimhar was sealed once more. But the price of greed was paid in full, and no one would dare disturb its slumber again. The desert is silent now, and the tomb lies waiting, untouched. For some, the price of life is eternal. For others, the price of life is their soul. The curse of the Pharaoh claims its final victim, but the real question remains. Would you have made the same choice? Greed, redemption, or something else entirely? What is the price of your soul? Now I want to hear from you. Share your thoughts in the comments below. Would you risk it all for the treasure? Or would you walk away? If this story left you questioning your choices, hit that like button and subscribe. Don't miss the next chilling tale. And share this with someone who needs to hear it. They might be the next to face a choice between greed and redemption.